Christine Romans joins me now. Christine, another sobering start to my show, but it's a realist. It's being a realist. People are talking about the fact that the countries are going into recession. I'm more comfortable using the term potential depression at this stage if support, more support, isn't forthcoming.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing well and you all are having a great day. Even though it's crazy out here in this mixed up world right now with the global event. But I just want to remind you, everyone, come on, let there be love. You know, it's a trying time. People, you know, attitudes are short. Just understand, hey, it's stressful for everyone right now. So just, you know, turn the other cheek, help your brothers and sisters out. People that are shut in, not feeling too good, give them a call. Like, hey, how are you doing? You need anything? You know, go over and beyond, because do unto others as you wish them to do unto you, okay? Because tomorrow's not promised and we don't know what's going to happen. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the market. We're seeing a little bit of green. Julie Chalily, I'm going to go over that with you today. One of her interviews, the cash crisis, a post from the Digital Asset Daily, and also I'm going to be talking about Maxine Waters, what a bill that she's proposing. They give people money, and the government's talking about giving people money, but is that going to really fix anything? Is that really? I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate investor, I guess. But in my opinion, you know, you cut somebody a check. It's like, hey, we did our part, but are you fixing the underlying problem? In my opinion, what happened in the 2008 financial crisis, right? The banks got their bailout, but us, we didn't get no bailout, right? And people got foreclosed upon. They couldn't pay their rent, so they couldn't pay the mortgage. And people that was renting and homeowners that had investment properties and people that owned their home, they all went into foreclosure. So why don't the government? It's like, hey, that's a good start with the stimulus, with $1,000 per adult, or maybe $2,000 per adult. Hey, go buck wild, give $4,000 per adult and $1,000 to a child. But that's only a band-aid. You know, you got that extra money, but if you're out here in LA, your a one-bedroom, one-bath apartment is easily $1,600 to $1,800. You know, so, you know, hey, thank you for the $1,000, but hey, I'm still getting evicted. You know, suspend the mortgage payments, suspend evictions, and just whatever the mortgage company is losing, either put that on the back end of the mortgage or charge the federal government, you know, as part of the $1 trillion to save the economy. I'll get more in detail than that. But right now, let's get into the show and let's talk about the markets, okay? All right. So, hey, this is the market and we're looking green for right now. I guess you could say we have a green stream that's pre-recorded, I guess. All right. Wow, just in the short time I had to do a little break, I had to handle something right quick. The market is on fire. Let me refresh the screen. Look at this. All right, so Bitcoin right now is at 65% dominance. Bitcoin is at $6,234 $6.62. close to 19% gain, everyone. Ethereum is at $136 in the last 24 hours, at 18% gain. And XRP, the digital asset of the future, is at 16 cents, almost 6.5 cents, a gain of 13%. But you know what they say about XRP, the digital asset of the future, right? It pumps last and strong, or something like that. So that's what they say about XRP. So I wouldn't get too comfortable right now, because with crypto, anything can happen. It can go up, and then the bulls will, the whales of Bitcoin could sell off and tank the market. But I really feel once everything started coming into place with this transition, XRP will decouple from the traditional market, and Bitcoin, I'm sorry to say it to you, Bitcoin maximalists, Bitcoin will be altcoin, and the sky is the limit for XRP. That's just my opinion, but what do you guys think? I never did check that. Yeah, I love XRP. All right, so let's get into the news, shall we? All right, so my girl Julia Chatterley discusses the need for governments and central banks to do more to get it right and reboot the global economy later this year with Christine Roman on First Move. All right, so let's see what they're talking about in the interview, shall we?
Christine Roman joins me now. Christine, another sobering start to my show, but it's a realist. It's being a realist. People are talking about the fact that the countries are going into recession. I'm more comfortable using the term potential depression at this stage if more support isn't forthcoming.
Yeah, and you have so many economists and market strategists who are sharpening their pencils again and lowering their forecasts for the second quarter. I mean, you're seeing 10% contraction, 12% contraction forecasts, and most people are saying that if governments and central banks can get it right, things turn around and you reboot the economy, the global economy, later this year again. But that is making the big assumption that the stimulus, the fiscal and monetary policy is right. It's big and it's bold and it's right. On the micro level, you see right now, people are feeling this. The most vulnerable, as you put it so rightly, are feeling this. We saw a surge in jobless claims, state jobless claims. Some of these states seeing tens of thousands of jobless claims just in the past few days. Those are people who've lost their jobs in leisure, in hospitality, at bars and restaurants and hotels, and are going to have to be on jobless benefits, unemployment benefits that are not, in many cases, exactly what they were earning before. So you're seeing the stress on families and workers already.
Yeah, I mean, I can throw more stats into this, and I know you know these statistics well, but we keep talking about the big major markets. The S&P 500, it's only 15% of the employment in the United States. The rest of them are working in small and medium-sized enterprises. There's people clearly that aren't working. At this stage, the mammoth task that's required here, the inequality in the system that makes the most vulnerable so at risk here, is being revealed in the space of 2 weeks.
It really is. And, and I think back to 2008 and 2009, and a similar conversation was happening. Get the money out there. It doesn't even matter how you spend it. Get it out there so that we can support these industries and get the banking system whole again and keep the airlines from going out of business, et cetera, et cetera. But the income inequality and the fragility of the bottom, quintiles of the income strata are the same today as they were back then. We didn't fix some of those things. And I worry, and this is maybe too big picture at a time of a crisis, But, you know, we squander the good times, as Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase likes to say, you know, you fix the roof when the sun is shining. We didn't do that. We spent more money, blew up deficits, gave tax cuts that weren't paid for, right? And then when the times are bad, you're blowing up deficits, spending a lot of money again, right, without maybe fixing some of the fundamental inefficiencies of the system. And I think that that's sort of a sad commentary 10 years, 11 years after the last crisis to be maybe making some of the same mistakes again.
And you know what, Christine, I couldn't agree more with you. The buybacks, the tax benefits that people didn't deserve and have spent incorrectly, everything, all of these things, the focus or lack of focus on the environment, all these things matter. They simply don't matter today because we don't have time. We don't have time to argue over the details.
Right.
Christine, thank you.
Replay the tape.
Yeah, we'll come back to it, I hope. But for now, throw money at the situation just to shore up everything.
Well, I don't think just throwing money at the situation just to shore up everything is a prudent course of action. Yeah, it's a start, but where are you going to throw that money to? You know, you're just going to throw it to all the businesses, all the Fortune 500 companies and see what sticks? No, you have to learn from what we went through in 2008. And the poor people and the middle class, they was hit the hardest. We was hit the hardest. So the banks got bailed out and their CEOs was getting millions upon millions of dollars as bonuses. And it should have trickled down to us, but it didn't. We have to learn from our previous mistakes. And I'm not saying we, I'm saying the government, you know, and hopefully they put things together kind of right this time, because with everything going on, it's very difficult right now. And I know people that are really hurting, and like myself, I'm hurting. I signed up for Uber. I signed up for Uber. I signed up for Lyft, Amazon Flex, deliver packages. I'm trying to get, I'm trying to stay above water, but also I'm trying to get as much of that cheap XRP as I can, because right now XRP is at 16 cents. Bitcoin is at 6,195. So it's gradually going up. We'll probably have a kickback with people selling off to take profits and everything. And that's normal. But what happened if it just keep on going up? I'm kind of thinking there's going to be another big dip. I don't think the worst is over yet. I think it's just beginning, and it is coming. All right, so let's move on. All right, here we go. U.S. cash crisis, withdrawal limits spark bank run fear. Man, I know I'd be scared. The entire world, the entire world has been focused on the economy as the global event outbreak has devalued global markets. While stock and commodities and barrels of oil plunge in value, there has been considerable demand for cold, hard cash in certain countries. According to reports, Wall Street elite has been trying to withdraw $30,000 to $50,000 per person as they flee the Hamptons. Where are they going? Moreover, various individuals across the U.S. are claiming financial institutions like Chase, Bank of America, are restricting cash withdrawals. And folks, this is just the beginning. Now, we say it time and time and time and time again. Open up your mind. open up your ears and understand. Take your crypto off the exchanges. Let me say it again. Take your crypto off the exchanges. Because if something happens, worst case scenario, that the internet is blacked out, or the exchange is blacked out, or the banks and financial institutions shut down to do their financial reset, and you have your exchanges online. I think the Bearable Bull and maybe Kevin Cage talked about this. How you going to really trust the bank? Now, a lot of people say some things about Coinbase, and I can understand that from a certain extent. You know, I just praise the Lord that the different issues I had, you know, they came to the rescue because I was hacked. I put in my code, and they refunded my crypto. I'm one of the lucky ones, you know. But, you know, Binance, BitTrue, all these exchanges, if they shut down, who to say if they like, oh, it was a glitch or something? We don't know what happened to your crypto. Can you show us proof that you had crypto? Hey, well, it's on the ledger. You should know I had the crypto on your books. Well, hey, if you don't have your your key phrase, you don't own the crypto. If it's on the exchange, you don't really own it. So, you know, I can understand certain exchanges aren't supposedly insured, but we're in new waters, and worst case scenario, anything could happen. What I'm trying to say here, worst case scenario, safeguard your investment. If something happens, you want to make sure that most of or all of your crypto is in your cold hard wallet. I use the Ledger Nano S. I do not have a referral code. I don't really do that. Maybe I should, to get a little change on the side to substitute my income or whatever. But I'm telling you, as a cold crypto investor with the rest of you, just assume if there's a chance to do a financial reset, they're going to try to take your stuff. Because hopefully I have it. I was trying to find it. Maybe on my next video I'll show it. But it's a country that has activated a policy because of the global event. Almost said the word. They're seizing people's funds to help the government go through this financial crisis. And the government is the worst offender. If they want to take your property, especially the U.S. government, take your property through eminent domain. And hey, if they feel that your property can be used for some other purpose, for the city, the government, or just to help out the government in general, well, they could sell it, liquidate it, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Now, by law, they could pay you fair market value, and what is fair market value to them? Pennies on the dollar, basically. So just be safe. Just think of worst case scenario. And I'm not trying to make you panic or paranoid or get you scared than you probably already are. But I'm just saying, hey, take precautions. Now, I saw this part of the article. Bank of America is limiting cash withdrawals to $3,000, except that members to drop over the next few days. Yeah. Bank of America is limiting Bank of America is limiting cash withdrawals to $3,000, expect that number to drop in the next few days or in a few hours. Now, that was in March 16th, so this is probably old news now. So I don't know. So just be careful. Now, you could read more of this article, but I have a lot to go over today. So Bitcoin.com, you can check it out. All right, so let's check out what Digital Asset Daily has tweeted out. I believe the V curve, I think we're going to go up very rapidly, our economy, and get back to where it was and beyond. U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, President Trump says a lot of things, and I believe on the most part, he says things that has meaning with a backing behind it. Now, if he is aware that, hey, we're going to do this national reset and then we're going to be kicking in ODL, XRP, and reset the national economy, and the sky's the limit, hey, that's good. But if he's just talking just to ease the consumer, time will tell. I'm like, hey, hopefully he's saying this because the powers that be, hey, this is the Black Swan event. We're shutting everything down. We're going to turn everything off. We're going to do a global reset, turn everything back on. It's going to be digital, and everyone is going to finally be on a level playing field, and we can start fresh. So let's hear what our President of the United States has to say.
We're going to go up very rapidly, and I believe in the V curve. I believe it's going to go when this is defeated. This hidden scourge is defeated. I think we're going to go up very rapidly, our economy, and get back to where it was and beyond. And I believe in the V curve. I believe it's going to go when this is defeated. This hidden scourge is defeated. I think we're going to go up very rapidly, our economy, and get back to where it was and beyond. And
all right. So in my opinion, with this global event, they're tying it into the stock market and the cash, and it's like, oh, well, a lot of these cases, we assume that they're contracting the virus because of these cash bills, the fiat currency. So we're gonna need to take have you turn in your cash currencies, and we'll clean it, dispose of it, or whatever. In some places they're doing that. I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing that, and everything. I think I heard somewhere about that, so don't take it 100% truth. But I'm just looking at worst case scenario. They try to take all your cash and reset the economy. Everything is digital. Hey, you have a reset economy, and everything is tracked. So as XRP investors, we knew the day is coming where XRP and ODL will be utilized throughout the world. But man, could anybody expect the craziness that we're going through right now? I don't know. But let's move on. I like this tweet from Where's Bob? He says, "We are doomed," and it's a retweet from Miss Grayson. So check this out. Florida spring break. If I get the global event, I'm not going to let it stop me from my partying. The global event is really messing up my spring break. This global event isn't that serious. We're trying to get drunk before everything closes. This is crazy. All right, so it's humorous in a certain aspect because, hey, you know, when we was kids, we didn't take things seriously. We was all about the moment, but it does have serious consequences on the other side of it. But I'll get into that. But just watch this and let me know what you think in the comments below.
I get
global event.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned. 2-3 months. So we're just out here having a good time. Whatever happens, happens.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think it's doing way too much.
Doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Yeah, I mean, we planned this a long time ago, and it was kind of up in the air if we still go, but like we're here. I just turned 21 this year, so I'm here to party, so it's kind of disappointing, but we're just making the most of it. We met these other people in our little Airbnb spot, so we're just hanging out with them and trying to get drunk before everything closes.
I mean, it sucks, but we're gonna make the best of it. We're enjoying ourselves. It sucks, and I'm from New Orleans, so this really sucks. However, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. We having day parties all day. It's my birthday, St. Patrick's Day. Turn up.
We're just trying to roll with the. We're just living for the moment. We're just gonna do what happens when it happens. When stuff closes, we're gonna do it when it closes. But besides that, we're just trying to have the best trip we can.
Here's a global event chart shows that social distancing is so important. Why social distancing is so important, and I believe it's important. Number of cases, assuming cases double every 4 days, without and every 8 days with social distancing. No interaction. Social distancing measures taking after research 50 cases. Social distancing measures taken after reaching 2,000 cases. Number of cases after 60 days. No measures taken. 32,768. Measures taken after reaching 500 cases. 4,096 cases. Measures taken reaching 2,000 cases. 8,192. So you see by these numbers, and they're just guesstimates. It's nothing solid as of right now. This is just guesstimates. You know, if you just keep your distance, keep clean, keep sanitary, and avoid, you know, being right up in somebody's face and shaking hands and social contact, you can limit this virus because you don't know who has it or whatever. From what I've seen, and I'm not a doctor, so don't take this as medical advice, that people that do have it, their throat hurts, they're coughing, it's hard for them to breathe, and I guess their lungs are sore. If you're feeling any of those types of symptoms, and a fever, if you're feeling those types of symptoms, you know, hey, get checked out right away, call and let them know, hey, this is what I'm feeling and I need to get tested and, you know, hey, check me out. All right. So on the bottom of this, please note that this chart is based as a simple assumptions. It is merely meant to illustrate the importance of policy measures to slow down the exponential spread of the current event. So just, hey, take this stuff seriously. It doesn't matter if you're young, mid-20s, you know, middle age, you know, older adult. This can affect anybody. Now, if you have health conditions, yeah, that's going to be, you know, an even bigger issue. But that's where we are now. So let's move on. All right. In memo, Rep. Maxine Waters lists stimulus priorities, ignoring industries. Monthly payments to most individuals are among the ideas in her informal proposal. Okay. Now, let me see. So basically, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but let me give you the highlights. So before I go into the highlights, giving money to, all the Americans, hey, that's fine. That's under $65,000. That's well and good. But I'm in real estate, and if you watch The Big Short, you understand, hey, just giving people money is not going to just solve the problem, because you're not working. That's just a little Band-Aid. Now, what I propose is, this is just my 2 cents, is to suspend the mortgage. Now, LA County already has some kind of moratorium on evictions for the next, I believe it's 3 months, but I'm not sure. It might be 30 days, but I have to look into that. A lot of stuff is going on right now. It's just hard to keep up with all the news and everything. But let's say, as far as the evictions for your tenants and different companies, businesses, they're not going to be evicted. So it's a moratorium on that. In other words, within the 30 days or 3 months, whichever it is, you can't basically evict anyone. And then if they don't have the money to pay you, hey, they don't have the money to pay you. But see, majority of investors, the mom and pop investors, they have one house. Down the street, they might have an investment house, or like, different people that live out of state, they might have another property in another state. Absentee owners, and now the state is closed down. Nobody can go to work. How are they going to work and pay their mortgage? Well, pay your rent, and then you use that rent to pay your mortgage. Now, hey, you start becoming late on your mortgage. So even if they give you $2,000, $4,000, $6,000 in Los Angeles, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to cover the deal. You understand? That's not going to cover your payment. So you're going to have issues with being late, and then your tenant's not going to be like trying to cough up any extra money. And then, all right, so say you're late, and then you try to do a forbearance. Now you're going to have to either catch up on those payments you was late and all one lump sum, or you pay your regular payment, and then you make additional payments on top of your regular payment to try to catch up for the 1, 2, 3 months that you was behind. And we do not know how long this issue is going to last. They might just need to shut it down for a whole week and just start everything over from scratch and reboot the system. And then it's like, oh, okay, everybody can go back to work. Or on the other hand, it might take a month or two. These are uncharted waters, and we just don't know where to go. But let's say you make a repayment plan and stuff like that. What about the tenants? You're going to be like, oh, well, hey, you haven't been paid for 3 months. You need to pay me back, or I'm going to evict you. It's not going to be that easy. And it's not going to be like, since I'm talking about California, it's probably different rules and regulations that I'm not going to get into right now. Do your own due diligence on that. But it's probably going to be highly unlikely. It's like, okay, everything's all back to ship shape. You're going to work 9 to 5 now. All right, well, you're going to have to pay your rent and a little extra to catch up on your rent. Let me know how well that works out for you. It's not. It's messy, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. So hold on tight and just hunker through it. Hopefully, you know, XRP shoots up and, you know, hey, all your problems will be over. Well, at least you have some new ones. So that's just my 2 cents. But just talking about this, I'm gonna make a video, and probably a few hours after this one's released, maybe that it'll be ready, about how you talk to the banks and how you set up a forbearance. Now, different banks and institutions are working with Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and with the government to assist with mortgage assistance for homeowners that are falling behind in their mortgage or suffered because of this crazy global event. So now that's that. Now the video's already kind of long. So basically Maxine Waters wants to give different adults and makes under $65,000, and you can go read the article in depth if you would like to, but basically she's looking to give adults either between $2,000 to $4,000 each, and children $1,000. Now it's bouncing around. Maybe give the adults $100 first phase, and the second phase maybe $2,000, and then the kids $1,000. They're still working everything out, but I'm not sure. But maybe somebody could bring it to my attention. But I believe Backed had some kind of like a credit card or debit card that they're working with the cryptocurrencies, or maybe that was another company. So if that is the case, and the federal government is working with Backed or whatever, or the Faster Payment Task Force, you know, maybe they could set up something instead of mailing these checks, and you'd be like, well, hey, if money's maybe causing me to get the global event, maybe this check is causing me to get the global event. I don't want to touch nothing with it if I'm not spraying Lysol on it. So we just don't know. But I'm thinking it will be more prudent, more beneficial, and more expedient I think CKJ made a comment of airdropping or whatever. You know, just direct deposit. Just push payments in your card. Yeah, you know, it's like I get different payments, and it get pushed through my debit card into my account, like Coinbase, different other apps. What's that other one? Udemy. Yeah, so when you have different payment providing, you know, like passive income things, you have different things going through your account. It don't always have to be wire transfer. So because the technology is changing with the Ripple company and the XRP digital faster payments, hey, we're going to be seeing a change. So I'm already been on this video long enough. Different things been popping up. So it's like I thought I would make it through the morning. Then different things had to happen. I had to call a mortgage company for two loans. Try to let them know about the lockdown in California. It was just crazy. But I'm going to talk about that more in the next video on how you can talk to the mortgage company about setting up your forbearance and That way you won't have to worry about making payments depending on what kind of loan you have for 3, 6, or 8 months. So was it 8 months? No, I think it was like 6 months. I think the highest I was able to get on to push it was 6 months, and then it'll be reviewed probably at the 5-month mark to see if how we stand with this. I'm gonna have to edit that out. The global event situation. So let me hurry up and end the video so I can go back and cut that out. If you're wondering what I'm cutting out, I said the C word, so I should have said the global event. All right, everyone. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking, and please be safe. Please stay 3 to 6 feet from people. Just be careful. If you can self-quarantine. Let's try to get through this as soon as possible and move on with our lives. May God richly bless you. Take care of you and your family. And until next time, this is the XRP Agent. Later.